Coming up on Friday, a special event happening in the city of Keego Harbor as they turn Rose Sorter Park into a Winter Wonderland Park. Joining us from Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation to talk about this and so much more going on in the heart of the lakes is Kirsten Sonneville-Douglass from Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation. Kirsten, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having us, Tyler.
And this is, I'm glad to have you on to talk about this because this is one of the favorites that comes up at this time of the year as we transition one of our parks into, as you've aptly described in the name of this event, a Winter Wonderland. So for those that maybe are new to the city of Keego Harbor or looking for something to do to get into that sort of holiday spirit on Friday, what happens at this event? How do you turn Rose Sorter Park, a small little pocket park with a nice gazebo in it behind City Hall, into this Winter Wonderland?
Yeah, so our volunteers with Parks and Rec have been working really hard this week, and I want to acknowledge Leslie Clark, who chairs this event, with transforming this park into a Winter Wonderland. There's a trail around the little pond behind City Hall, and we string lights around the trail, and there is a game. It's called Keego Land, so it's similar to Candyland, and so you'll have a spinner that you can get at the gazebo, and so you can play the game as you walk around the trail. We will also have hot chocolate that we want to thank Tim Hortons for donating. We have open burn barrels so that you can roast a hot dog or marshmallow, make a s'more. There'll be little gifts for our littlest of friends, our kids, for joining us. And it's just a great time to be around the community. And also do want to say that the West Bloomfield Library will be doing crafts with the kids too.
And so there's a lot of fun to be had at the park on that night. It's not just hanging up lights to beautify a park for the holiday season. It's really the first time that we get after the Thanksgiving holiday and as we head into the end of the year holidays, getting the whole community together to get into the holiday spirit. Well, how does that make this, what otherwise could just be a simple holiday lighting in a local park, how does that turn that into something special for those in Keego Harbor?
Just another reason to bring the community together. We always say that Keego Harbor has such heart, and we really do. It's a nice way before the hustle and bustle with all the holidays and getting together with family members that you can do your city family. We also are so thankful and show our appreciation and gratitude by doing a food drive as well for those that are less fortunate. And so those people who are attending, we do a food drive all the month of December for the Open Door Outreach Community Center that's in Waterford. We donated about, I think, 3, maybe 4 carts of groceries last year. And so we're hoping to increase that. If you can attend the event, which is this Friday at 6 p.m., we will have a container at the gazebo so that you can drop off non-perishable food items there. Or if you want to drop it off at City Hall, they'll accept it there as well.
Kirsten Sonneville-Douglass joins us on The Splash Live from Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation. Their Winter Wonderland Park lighting and other fun will happen, as she said, Friday, December 1st, tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. at Rose Sorter Park. For those that may not be familiar with Rose Sorter Park, that is directly behind Keego Harbor City Hall, 2025 Beachmont Street in Keego Harbor. And you can visit keegoharbor.org for more information on parks and recreation events all throughout the year and ways you can get involved as well. And Kirsten, you mentioned Leslie Clark chairing this event and other volunteers that go into making this special year in and year out as you turn that park into a Winter Wonderland. How important is that volunteerism, especially in Keego Harbor with a Parks and Recreation committee of members of the community leading the charge? How important is volunteerism in making these events happen and making them special for the kids and for the families in Keego?
We always need more volunteers. So here's a call. We need more people to help, right? We are a small commission. We are all volunteers. And so what you see is just our love for our community to put on these events for our city. This week was cold. We started it right after Thanksgiving. And so the community members were putting up the lights. We put up new lights, more lights every year. So it grows and it becomes even more magical every year. But we do need people to help. But our community is amazing with their love and support for our community. You see that with everything, with canal cleanups, with taking care of the parks, with helping with street cleanups and stuff like that. So our community, like I said, it just has heart and it shows through our events and the volunteerism.
Kirsten Sonneville-Douglass with us on the Splash Live from Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation. They will turn Rose Sorter Park into a winter wonderland on Friday of this week at 6 o'clock p.m. More information can be found on keegoharbor.org or join them also on their Facebook page, facebook.com/khparks for even more information. And you mentioned the food drive that's happening to support Open Door Outreach Center out of Waterford. That's going to be ongoing now through the end of December. What sort of food items are you looking for specifically to be able to donate to that? And how often are those going to be collected and ultimately moved on with that donation bin being in the gazebo outside?
Great question. So anything non-perishable, right? Because it's outside, but we do have a big Tupperware container that's got a lid on it to protect it from animals, but we pick it up every day or every other day. And we're looking for anything canned goods, macaroni, cheese, peanut butter, beans, vegetables, soups, hearty soups, anything.
More information can also be found on what they're looking for this donation drive, and a link to learn more about Open Door Outreach Center, who they're supporting in this effort, on facebook.com/khparks. Again, they will turn Rose Sorter Park into a winter wonderland on Friday. That begins at 6 o'clock and will run until they're all done and complete, plus also some special games and more fun for the kids and the families as well. And Kirsten, you're a mother. You participate in Keego Harbor Parks all throughout the year. You're one of the leaders of that charge, along with Leslie and all other volunteers. And so to have events like this that are lighting up the park, that are bringing families and the community together, as a mother, as someone that's leading a family also, how does that contribute to what makes Keego a special place to grow up and to raise a family?
So our first event that we went to was the egg hunt. And when we first moved, I grew up in Orchard Lake, so it was just around the corner. So I knew of Keego Harbor, but wanted to raise our kids in a small community. We love the walkability of it. That was one of the main draws to come to Keego Harbor. And when we went to the first egg hunt, we were blown away with just how much the community gets together. It was a struggle with COVID. And so trying to come up with new ideas. And so this new idea with the Winter Wonderland was another idea. We don't want it only to be warm weather events. We want to make sure that we're engaging even in the winter months, and making sure that my son and my daughter see that we give back to our community, and that we are public servants is very important to us as well. So you'll see my daughter's older, so she's no longer living with us, but my son, you'll see him volunteering and helping out at all the events as well too. But it's for us, that's something that's very important to our family.
You can get involved with Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation all throughout the year by visiting their Facebook page, facebook.com/khparks. And you can also keep up to date with them on the Keego Harbor website, keegoharbor.org. They're always looking for more volunteers and people to participate in the commission as well. keegoharbor.org is the place to go for more information on how you can participate. And Kirsten, you mentioned the egg hunt, and you mentioned so many other events in the warmer seasons too, but also as we head into the cooler seasons of the year. As we look toward 2024, what are some of the highlights that are upcoming for Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation?
Yeah, the next one will be our Taste of Keego 2.0. That was also reimagined after COVID. And so that's Keego Harbor's Restaurant Week. And so we're very excited about that. Let me grab that date. Those dates would be January 29th through February 4th. So you'll get to see some specials from our local restaurants. And we've got some really good ones too. So we're excited about that. If you want to get involved with like a canal cleanup, we've got that event that's coming on April 6th. And then obviously the Memorial Day Parade is the next really big event that's coming up in the spring.
There's always a lot to get involved in Keego Harbor. You get to work directly with your neighbors and supporting your community every single day with fun events and important events like the Memorial Day Parade all throughout the year. More information can be found on keegoharbor.org, including a list of events all throughout the year on the calendar. And you can always keep up to date with them on social media, on Facebook at KH Parks. Kirsten, before we let you go, anything else we should know about the Winter Wonderland Park or other things coming up with Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation?
The lighting starts at 6 o'clock. It gets dark. So if you want to be there for when it actually pops, it's at 6 p.m. and it happens in just a couple seconds. So don't miss that part of it, but we'll be going on with the roasting, the marshmallows, hot dogs, and making the s'mores. And we're always looking for volunteers to support. If you don't want to sit on the commission, we're always looking for people just to kind of help with some of the events and running the events. So reach out to us. And we look forward to having everyone visit us to see all of our neighbors tomorrow.
You're seeing some of those pictures on your screen on civiccentertv.com from previous year's events, courtesy of the Keego Harbor Police Department. It's going to be even better in 2023. It's always something different every single year. So to participate, to see it for yourself on Friday night, join them at Rose Sorter Park, just behind Keego Harbor City Hall at 6 o'clock. Kirsten, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tyler.